G'day. We're out here at Mount Britain, and while we spent the weekend here and got a bit of time up our sleeves before we leave, I just thought I'd do a little update on our good old camper trailer. But I've had a few questions about it, so I'll cover those things today. One of the modifications, or one of the accessories we've added to our camper trailer in the last few weeks has been a shower ensuite. So everyone knows I like to nude up and have a bit of a tub in the bush. But at times you can't do that when you're in a populated area or there's other people around. It's not really to community standards. But anyway, so we've got the 23-0 shower tent, and we probably appear to be a bit of 23-0 fanboys and girls at the moment, but it's purely just because of this black lining, which is the same as the tent. They've got on those shower ensuites as well, so when the light's in a certain spot, when we've been researching other shower tents, you could see your silhouette basically. And we just think having the black on there, you don't see anything at all. So how have I mounted it has been a little bit of a tough thing to get my head around. I had this idea of putting this swing arm to come out this way, and then to clear this stone guard though, which I don't want to modify this stone guard at all, it was opening up and basically coming back, and it was going to hit the tent. So my mate Keith, who has got in contact with me through Facebook and YouTube and whatever, he actually put me onto a video where some guys utilised a fridge slide or a drawer slide. So essentially that's exactly what I've done, exactly what's in their video, and I've just done it on our setup, and it works bloody beautifully. So simply, it's got the fridge slides in the back here. It's all mounted up like that. So I've just put some L brackets on the tent runners and bolted them all in. And then bolted there was a bit of mucking around bolting the slide just because of all the holes and the type of bolts you have to use to still allow it to slide in and out and not get caught up on itself. So yeah, that was a bit of a frustrating couple of trips to Bunnings. But anyway, so it's just up against the front of the tent, and simply out she comes. There we go, and it clears the stone guard quite nicely. But anyway, I'll set it up now and show you what it's all about. Now, one downside with it being on this fridge slide, and once you open it up, it's got quite a bit of weight to it. So as you can see, it droops down there. So what I've done is I've got a couple of poles, which are in the kit anyway, for the awning. Well, these poles are for the awning on the car. So yeah, so it's quite flimsy, as you can see. You want it to go up like that basically. So as I said, these poles are in the kit we carry with the car for the awning. So all I've done is drilled a couple of holes underneath in there. And all I do is find that hole which is there. Same with the other side. There we go. And that actually adds some structure there to the corner of the tent itself. And it's pretty windy out here in gusts at the moment, but I'm almost confident you don't even really need to pin that down. You could just leave it there with those poles in place. But anyway, so that's all nice and level now, and it's a lot sturdier, and it's just taking the load off that slide. So show you look inside. So yeah, you got this grey lining on the inside, and it's black, so there's just absolutely no silhouette. You've got a pretty nifty, this wasn't on the earlier ones, I was pretty sure they weren't anyway, but you've got a rear zipper there, so when we've got the annex on the tent, we should be able to just go straight into the annex room. But anyway, it also has a couple of little holders for this and that, your shampoos or whatever you take in the shower. And yeah, just if you're going to do this sort of modification yourself, as you can see, I've missed the hole there, but you just got to think about where you're going to bolt it onto whatever draw runners you get. And yeah, we're just with the size of the bolts and the nuts, you just got to make sure that the whole thing can slide in and out without getting caught up on the bolts. So as I said, that was a bit of a headache, but managed to sort it out. So yeah, that's the inside of the awning. I think it's 900, so plenty of room even for me. As you can see, my head pops over a little bit, but yeah, that's all good. It also comes with a little light under there. I don't know where that's gone, but that's a pretty nifty idea as well. Our next purchase is going to be a hot water system, and we're thinking about mounting it up. We're particularly looking at a Jockey, I think it's called, and we're particularly looking just to put it right there. It's like a perfect spot for it. The gas bowl's just over here on the other side, and it basically fits perfectly in that little area up against the board there. So and obviously nice and close to the shower, so that's probably the best spot for it. But anyway, that's the 23.0 shower ensuite. With a little bit of modification, it's worked out quite good, and it's not in anything's way. As I said, you can still put the annex on, and that's a pretty good thing, I reckon. Michelle's pretty stoked. But anyway,
privacy.
So yeah, and putting it away is just the same, but in reverse. That slide locks it into place and she's ready to roll. For those that are interested, that's a Dun & Watson slide, the 27 kilo rated thing, and it's 1200. So it's 1200 wide and extends out 1200. So yeah, and it fits perfectly on the front of the camper trailer. Only thing I will mention is on the other side of it, let's try to get to it. Looked a bit ugly on this side here with the basically the last little bit of the slide exposed. So I've just painted up a little bit of aluminium and fixed it to there just so it doesn't look heinous. So one of the other things we've done, as I mentioned it when I was looking at Tony's caravan, but I've updated the jockey wheel. So it's actually heavier than the other one. The other one was a 500. And but this one's got 2 pins on it, that's the main thing I wanted. So our last one had only the 1 pin, and the whole wheel would tilt like that because the little holes that the pin locks into were getting reamed out and getting worn, and even after rotating the base plate there wasn't too much I could do. So it's essentially the same thing, it's just got another 250 kilos of weight rating on it, which is really not needed for our thing here because apparently it's only got a 90 kilo ball weight up the front here. But yeah, so it's a bigger, more heavy duty thing, and it jacks higher, just way more solid. So I'm pretty happy with that, and that was a pretty good price actually. I think I got that for about $200 or $220 when Repco was having one of the little flash sales. So that's been a good addition. Next thing is just thought I'd mention this wheelie bag. That was a little gift from Tony and Renee before they left. That's a Bush Ranger. Yeah, Bush Ranger I think it is. Yep, wheelie bin. That's what it's called, and that's got heaps of room for your rubbish and bits and pieces on the side, and it's very durable. I've done a few dirt roads now though with a couple hundred Ks and still in pretty good condition, so I'm not really concerned for its well-being sitting in front of the stone guard there. But yeah, that's just really good. Beats all the rubbish floating around in the back of the Hilux when you leave camp. I have also repainted the stone guard, so I'm not really a big fan of the polished aluminium, so I painted all the top of the cage when I sealed it all in, so that's now fully sealed. Really minimal dust still gets in, and definitely no water gets in, but yeah, so I've just gone around, painted in actual stone guard paint, and that seems to have held up okay just with this trip. This is the first trip it's done, so hopefully there's no dents, no chips, and I'll end up going around the trailer doing bits like this, and yeah, around the back also, just where it's starting to look a bit shabby. And one thing I also did, just in regards to sealing it up, doesn't look real crash hot, but I've had a couple of goes at it. So I've bought this sealer stuff from Bunnings. It's basically just like weather shield, and I've stuck that to the outside of the doors. It does come with double-sided tape, but that fails really quickly. And yeah, so what I've done there is I've just glued it on with windshield adhesive, and it's sealed it up really good, and it's a bit harder to shut the doors, but she shuts nice and tight. And yeah, as I said, next to no dust in there. Another question I've had from a couple of people who own these same trailers is in regards to the window awnings, I guess you call them, down onto your 270 awning, and this gap here at the back. So that can be a bit tighter, but that's pretty minimal gap. And we actually have never gotten any rain in on top of the fridge, even in torrential downpour. The only way it sort of gets in is this corner here is pretty open. But if you look up, adjust the camera, most of that is covered by the awning off the back of the tent as well. And then that's going to go straight down on top of your awning at the front. One thing I've noticed in the last few trips, as this has had a bit of moisture on it, this whole front section here has sagged quite a bit. So yeah, that's just like pretty poor. It's not strapped down properly at the moment because we were just about to pack it up, but yeah, it's a little bit worn, this canvas, and that'll give you a better shot there. Just droops down. So yeah, not the biggest fan. I'm going to jack this awning up about 50mm too, so I don't have to duck my head all the time. But I'm thinking about getting some of those peaked I forget what they're called, but little peaked spreader bars or something that's going to lift that up, and hopefully yeah, just give you way more headroom. I have also purchased another canvas for it, and Darchie were pretty good looking after me with that. I think it was only, what was it, babe, $4.50, something like that. So it was really inexpensive for a replacement canvas. It is a Gen 2 canvas as well, and they assure me that it goes on this one fine because this is a Generation 1 270, but the replacement canvas will slide straight over this. It's just a little bit tighter. Their tolerances are less with the Gen 2 because we've got some tear here. This zip's crushed, so we can't even put the sidewalls on here because of this zip, and it's actually cheaper to buy the bloody new canvas than it was to get those zips sorted out. So, but anyway, it's crazy, but that's how it works out. So that's about it for the camper trail at the moment. As I said, I'll probably just keep going and plugging some more lights onto it. I haven't fully sorted that out yet, and also just go around with the spray gun and put some of that nice black stone shield on everything, depending how the stone guard holds up over the next few trips on the dirt roads. And yeah, and keep doing the R&D on it and keep setting it up for what we're going to need it for. But anyway, wrap that up there. If anyone's got any more questions, by all means hit me up. Otherwise, yeah, you might get a few ideas out of it, particularly with this shower tent. That's a great idea. So cheers again, Keith, for that hot tip. And yeah, it works brilliantly, mate. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to go finish enjoying the last few hours here at Mount Britain and have a look around.